Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and let's go back and talk about the new Uber app. I thought I did a fairly comprehensive review of the app, at least I thought I did, but some people were asking me a big question reoccurringly and sending me messages and asking about it, and it dawned on me that I should have actually looked at this, and I didn't. But when I did look at it, I realized Uber actually removed a very, very important feature on the new app. And for all their talk about this app being more driver friendly, being more informative, being better and easier to use, this information is actually very critical, and it definitely shines even more light on whether or not Uber actually even has the right to deny us this information. Now, let's look at the app. As you can see, and my nose is itchy, so sorry. Well, first of all, there's no surge, so, guess I'm glad I'm not out there driving right now. And because it's the new week, there's 0. So I actually did drive a little last week, and I might even drive a little next week, because I need to get a new computer. But that's not what I'm talking about. Now, you see that fairly ugly picture in the top right corner? Because, look, I know I'm not a great looker, but Well, let's tap on it. And what do you see? Well, you see earnings, you see profile, you see account, you see the inbox, which is just all this extra stuff. You see the help. But what do you not see? Can someone tell me exactly what you do not see right now? I'll kind of give you a moment to just really look at this. In the meantime, I'm going to read the latest chapter of My Hero Academia. Okay, that was a short chapter. So anyway, do you see what's missing yet? If you haven't figured it out, the cancellation percentage. No longer can you see the rides you have not picked up or the rides you canceled. What happened? Well, let's go to help. And look right now at the top, tracking acceptance and cancellation rates. Right at the top. They knew this would be a frequently asked question. So what does Uber have to say about it? As of August 21st, 2017, Uber is no longer tracking acceptance rates or cancellation rate against Quest promotions. Once the trip tier is completed, you will receive the amount offered and be able to cash out these earnings on instant pay. Okay, well, that makes a little bit of sense. After all, they started putting it pretty far back a little while now that, your cancellation acceptance rate would no longer affect the Quest. I believe lawmakers considered that kind of a way of controlling the drivers, and Uber must have agreed because they stopped taking that into consideration when paying out the bonuses. But there's more. The rates displayed on your ratings tab are your overall acceptance rate and cancellation rates. These overall rates will not impact whether or not you qualify for Quest promotions. To review details for your current promotions, 1. Select earnings from your app menu, tap promotions, select any potions to review. Okay, so yeah, again, these acceptance rates are not going to affect promotions, and from the way they're describing it, well, guess what? You don't need it anymore. You don't need no because the cancellation rate. I'm a little curious though, what about cancellation? Well, they don't say anything about that anymore. But something is a little off about this, because it used to be that if you canceled too many rides, then you could potentially be deactivated. Is that no longer the case? Because if it's no longer the case, then yes, getting rid of this information seems completely reasonable. It's no longer needed, and we might as well not worry about it. But if you can still be deactivated by your cancellation rate, then it might be, behooving to the driver to know exactly what that is at any given time. Well, what does Uber's policy say about that? Well, I actually pulled up the cancellation rate policies. This is for the US only, just for a warning. And here's what they have to say about it today on August 13th, 2018. A driver cancellation is when you accept a trip request and then cancel the trip. Cancellations create a poor rider experience and negatively affect other drivers. We understand that there may be times when something comes up and you have to cancel and accept a trip, but minimalizing cancellations is critical for the reliability of the system. How is my cancellation rate calculated? Your cancellation rate is based on the number of trips canceled out of the total number of trips you accept. For example, if you accepted 100 trips and 4 of them are canceled, your cancellation rate would be 4%. High quality drivers typically have a cancellation rate of lower than 5%. Of course they do. What leads to you losing access to your account? Each city has a maximum cancellation rate based on the average cancellation rate of drivers in that area. We will alert you multiple times if your cancellation rate is much higher or if you are consistently canceling more often than other drivers in your city, after which you may be logged out of the app. If your cancellation rate continues to exceed the maximum limit, you may lose access to your account. So what does that mean? Well, basically it means, canceling can still get you deactivated from the Uber platform. We're not going to tell you how much you can cancel because, of course, who wants the drivers to actually go to the line? But worse, we're not going to show you. Now, Uber may in fact argue that since they're not telling you what the cancellation rate number is, it really doesn't matter how much you're canceling because you don't know how close you are to getting canceled. I would disagree. I would say, you know what? Sometimes you're having a busy night and you've canceled a few times, and there have been nights when I was driving that I would look at my cancellation rate. And if it was higher than I wanted it to be, I would usually take a couple more rides just to even it out a little bit. But Uber is no longer letting you do that. And that is not very good. It's not good for you, especially. You need to have this information. And it's bad enough that Uber won't tell you where your rides are going. It's bad enough that they won't tell you what you're getting paid up front. It's so bad that they treat you like an employee in pretty much at this point every aspect except when you can and can't get on and off the app. It's just, that's how it is. And it's just one more thing they're doing that leads me to believe that, yes, you're employees. You're not independent contractors. Uber just keeps taking away this information that you desperately need, and they don't care. So, for those of you wondering what happened to the cancellation rate or the acceptance rate, they got rid of them. And again, I could understand getting rid of the acceptance rate. They don't really judge you on that on anything anymore, so why even keep track of it? But the cancellation rate can still get you deactivated. And now they're not even going to tell you what percentage that is. It's almost as if they want to scare you into not canceling the rides at all. So take that information for what it's worth, folks. You can no longer check the cancellation rate. There it is. Just your profile picture and your star grading. And I'll laugh. I have a 4.8. Well, so anyway, that's where we're going to leave it now. What do you folks think? Does this bother you? Are you going to miss the cancellation rate information? Do you think this needed to be kept? Or do you think it's not a big deal and, maybe I should go get a real job? I would love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.